and old age security. So, why do you need to save for your retirement, or why do you need to take time to understand how to invest in a tax efficient way? Why? The reason is you cannot work forever. At a particular time, your strength will not be able to do the two, three jobs that you are doing. And officially, you might just decide that you want to rest, right? That you want to rest. If that is the issue, what do you do? Right? If that is the issue, what do you now do? What you can do is this. You need to understand that the retirement pension plan is not enough. We are all going to receive at least two types of retirement pension plan when we retire. We have the third one called GIS, Guaranteed Income Supplement, but it's not everybody that is going to receive that amount or that GIS. Most of us, we are only going to receive old age security and Canada pension plan. Now, as at this year, 2026, old age security is about $740.31. So that means whoever is eligible this year, 2026, and is 65, the person will only receive $740.31 every single month as old age security. The eligibility criteria is the person must have lived in Canada for 40 years since they turned age 18 and before they reached age 65. So for those that came to Canada respectfully at age 45, from age 45 to age 65, it means you have lived in Canada for 20 years. You will not be eligible for 740 old age security. You will only get the equivalent, which is half of it, because who is eligible to receive the maximum? The person must have lived in Canada for 40 years since they turned 18, right? Since they turned 18 and before they turned 65. That is the eligibility criteria for old age security. But the reality is, let's even say you receive the maximum. You receive the maximum. Is $740 every month enough for you? For your, is it enough as someone that is 65 as at today and you receive $740 as pension plan? It is good, it is a handsome money, right? But it's just that it is not enough to pay your bills. So that is why you need to plan for your retirement. Growing up, our parents just gave us instruction: do this, do this, do this, do this. But sometimes we just don't know why we should do it. So the reason I'm telling you that you need to plan for your retirement, the reason is that the pension plan is not enough. And if you don't plan to start investing in tax efficient investment, invest in options that can generate compound interest 10%, 5% to 10% on average every year, you should start investing because the government pension is not enough. So the second government pension plan, Canada pension plan, the amount of money that you are going to receive as Canada pension plan is going to depend on several factors. How what age do you want to retire and what age do you want to receive the Canada pension plan? How long did you contribute to your Canada pension plan? And how much were you actually earning when you were working, right? So the the maximum Canada pension plan as at 2026 is about 1,500. Okay, as at 2026. They always increase it based on inflation every single year by 3%. But we all know that the cost of goods and services are also increasing. The cost of goods and services are also increasing. So if inflation is 2.4 and they increase CPP by 3%, then in simple English, CPP is not enough for you. So for whoever is 65 this year, 2026, and the maximum CPP that they receive is 1.5. That is even if they receive the maximum, right? Is 1.5 enough for the whole month for a 65-year-old? That is the question. And most immigrants like me that came to Canada at age 30, age 35, age 40, age 45, we might not be able to receive the maximum based on the number of years we worked in Canada, based on the age we want to retire, or based on how much we actually contributed to the Canada pension plan. So let's assume. A combination of your CPP and old age security, you received $1,000 and you are 65. Is $1,000 enough? It is not enough. That is why my job as a financial security advisor will always be relevant. And I cannot be replaced by AI because my job is to educate you about how to invest. And I also work with you one on one on Zoom at your convenient time, on your bed, on your couch. You can talk with me on your phone, on your laptop. That is why busy professionals like to work with a self employed financial advisor because we are able to educate you about the different investment options and also to help you set it up. Yes, we can help you set it up, right? So you need to invest. The investment option that I tell people is that there are several kinds of investment, but you need to understand the tax consequences of your investment. You need to understand the tax consequences of your investment. Some investments are taxable, some are tax free. So the bottom line is if you want to invest, at least invest where your investment is not going to be taxed. Max that out and then fine. You can also invest where your money is going to be taxed. But do yourself a favor. We pay taxes every single minute, every single hour. You go to Walmart, you pay taxes. You go to Costco, you pay taxes. Taxes are very good, and it is our civic duty to pay taxes. You have to pay your taxes. I pay my taxes. But do yourself a favor. If you have 50,000, 100,000 sleeping in a savings account and you don't have TFSA, then something is wrong. Because in your TFSA, you can invest your money, it can grow by 4%, 10%, 15%, right? But in your savings account, right, the interest that you earn on your savings account is taxable, but the interest that you earn here is tax free. So which one would you choose? Will you choose to invest where it is taxable? You are going to invest where it is tax free. The question and the decision is yours. You need to understand the fact that you can actually invest, right? You need to understand you can actually invest and you can invest in a tax efficient investment. Life mantra, thank you. So I hope you learned something today. So even if you qualify to receive CPP and old age security, how much are you eligible to receive? It is not enough. Let's say you receive $800 and your Canada pension plan and you are 65 today. Is $800 able to pay for electricity, Wi-Fi, to feed you, to buy your clothes, and you might need to pay for medication as a 65-year-old, maybe have some medication that you have to pay out of pocket. So old age security and Canada pension plan is not enough. That is why you need to plan for your retirement. I hope you have learned something today.